And we are back, and we just finished watching 1999's 10 Things I Hate About You. This comes to us from director Gil Junger, with writing credits to Karen McCullough, Kristen Smith, and William Shakespeare. This is loosely based on Taming of the Shrew and stars the late, great Heath Ledger, Julia Stiles, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. According to the IMDb blurb, a high school boy, Cameron, that's JGL, cannot date Bianca until her antisocial older sister, Kat, has a boyfriend. So Cameron pays a mysterious boy, Patrick, to charm Kat. I guess that's about right. Again, this is loosely based off the Taming of the Shrew play by William Shakespeare. We caught this on Disney Plus, and it's also, I guess, on Hulu by association, and also to buy rent on Prime. I'm going to go around the table and get impressions. G, do you mind if I start with you? What did you think of the movie?
I enjoyed it very much. I thought it was cute.
Yeah. Who was your favorite character?
I guess Kat, because she was, I don't know, felt like she was the main character.
Mm-hmm.
She was.
Yeah, the description is kind of weird because it's talking about Cameron, blah, 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 but Kat's kind of the focus of the film. Right. And even though her romance is what leads Cameron to get Bianca, it's still they're sort of the B story.
Yes.
And Kat and Patrick are the main
Well, I think for this blurb, they're just going by the sequential order of the story, because when we first open up, we're seeing Cameron and how he becomes completely,
instantly.
almost unhealthily smitten by Bianca, who's played by Larissa Oleynik. Anyway, did you have a favorite scene, Gigi?
I like when Bianca punches that weird guy in the face twice.
Yes. Joey Donner, played by Andrew
then kicks
Keegan.
him in the groin.
Yes. Thank you for keeping it classy and not saying your other favorite word.
Balls.
Yeah,
There you go.
I thought you were going to say nuts.
No, I think she likes to say balls more.
Yeah, honestly,
About this.
it gets
All right.
kind of annoying.
All right.
The yam bag.
Okay.
Yeah, back. Allison Janney as Miss Perky was pretty hilarious.
His bratwurst.
His brows. Yes.
Pulsating.
What did you think about the messaging here? I think it's obviously a little bit different in Shakespeare. If I remember right, the Taming of the Shrew pretty much gives away that story. So in that story, the female lead is she's a tough cookie, but she's, I guess, eventually subdued by this man who, much like in this story, I think he's paid to kind of tame her. Yeah. So, but this story is a little different. It's from 1999. It very much steeped in the look, the fashion, the music, the soundtrack, absolutely. And also the tropes. There's that scene where Michael takes Cameron around, I guess, the quad of the school, and he's showing him like the different cliques and stuff, and like, oh, don't talk to these people, and these people are this way, and these are those people, and something. So this is a little bit different. It's more updated, and
that school was
amazing.
Gorgeous. I mean,
gorgeous.
They didn't have schools like that in Brooklyn.
No.
They look like penitentiaries in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I think you looked it up, right? It's impressive. I don't know what I thought that building was, but it was gorgeous. Although on the inside, it's very unimpressive, unless that was a studio.
Who knows? Right. But the outside was just amazing.
So, I'm sorry, getting back to G, what did you think of the messaging of the story? You have a female protagonist who is very much no nonsense. However, she does have a softer side. She doesn't want to play by anybody's rules, but she does get hurt. And she's flawed, and she has layers and nuance. What do you think of the messaging there?
In regards to the title of the original work that it's based on, I don't like the idea of a dude taming a girl. That's kind of weird. But I do like this movie, and that whole thing didn't really ruin it for me because to a degree, Kat was it wasn't just herself that she was affecting by being quote-unquote a shrew. She was affecting her younger sister, Bianca, who I really didn't like in the beginning. But by the end, she turned it around, and I liked her character arc or whatever. And wouldn't say grateful because I don't know any of these people, but I was happy, I guess, with the way the film ended because the way she acted, it sort of prevented her sister from experiencing things. And Kat thought that she was protecting her sister, but she was just sort of like stifling her.
Right, I agree.
And so at the end, when Kat's sort of a little less uptight, I guess, Bianca's more free to experience these things. She has her boyfriend. She goes out. She went to the prom. She went to that party. And I liked how the film ended, so I guess I don't have too much of a problem with the messaging. I feel like I went off track.
No, I think you kind of hit all the points. It is a product of its time, but I think the message here is timeless. While I was watching the film, there's a scene in Joe Wright's Persuasion with Keira Knightley where they're at that dinner party and Judi Dench's character is like, what, all your sisters are out in the season? Like, the season was for young girls to be kind of introduced to society so that they would be basically trotted out like cattle to be fawned over and bid on and married off. So it was interesting because there's that sequence and Elizabeth Bennet turns to her and she's like, if my younger sisters had to wait for the older sisters to be married before they could date or be out in society, it would kind of ruin them because they would have like this animosity, this resentment. So it's sort of similar here, right? I mean, obviously Shakespeare and Austen lived in very different times, but again, these messages are timeless. I think with daughters, having myself been a daughter and now the mother of daughters, I think girls are definitely treated differently. And growing up, I think it was very important. My parents came from basically a third world country, and they had very antiquated notions of what a female was supposed to be. And to an extent, Kat also echoes this, although it's funny when Mr. Morgan, the teacher, is like, yeah, whatever you white girls get upset about, which I thought was kind of funny, but also interesting social commentary because at that age, everything is so dramatic when you're a teenager. However, in the lens of, I guess, past history, you come to realize that the things that you maybe put a lot of importance on at the age of 16 or 17 or even 18 is so much different and probably not as bad as you think. I think everything is overblown and dramatic when you're a teenager, or at least to some people. I shouldn't offer a blanket statement, but I know for myself, everything was high drama and just whatever. So those messages always resonated with me. So it's interesting to see them in film and sort of get that validation, I guess, in a way. Is this your first time watching it?
I saw a good chunk of this maybe several months ago. I think it was just on TV, but I fell asleep. So I never saw the whole thing. And what I did see when I did watch it that one time, I was like, oh, this is actually a decent movie. When it first came out, I was not interested in teen romantic comedies. So this wasn't really geared towards me. I wasn't the audience for this film. Nobody was being eaten or shot several thousand times. So, but no, this was very good. I liked it.
Was there a particular scene that really spoke to you?
Nothing really like touched me or resonated with me emotionally. I just thought it was a sweet film. I enjoyed how they incorporated Shakespearean aspects to it. Mm-hmm. There were several parts in the story where the dialogue veered a little Shakespearean.
Yeah. Yes.
And it wasn't. There were certain parts where like Michael and Mandela, where they were acting Shakespearean. But beyond that, there were actual parts where just the way they were speaking was that sort of poetic, old Englishy type dialogue. And it was sparse enough where it didn't seem out of place. And all the actors carried it off really well. That's like I think one of the benefits of this film is all the actors do a great job.
Fantastic. I agree.
Portraying these characters. And it was kind of like a bit of a silly film. There were lots of moments that were just, it was like parody, especially when they were introducing all the high school cliques. Like, oh, there's the white Rastas.
Yes.
There's the bankers club. There's the pretty people. Don't talk to them unless they talk to you. That sort of thing. And that was like exaggerated to a point. But that was just when you're in high school, it's
it totally fits in.
You feel that way.
Yeah.
These people aren't some sort of like different species like you think when you're in high school. They're just stupid kids who think that the entire world revolves around them just like you do. And this film, I feel, manifested that sort of high school feeling.
Agreed.
The father was interesting in how overprotective he was. He was funny. I don't remember that actor's name, but I've seen him in various stuff through the years, and he's always like some sort of like nebbish, annoying sort of character, or sometimes the antagonist sort of character. And he played that well, but he also played it, especially towards the end, endearing. At the core of it all, he was just a father who
Worried
about
about
his daughters. I could completely relate to that.
It's his name is Larry Miller, and he played Walter Stratford.
I remember him.
Gynecologist.
Yes, up to his elbows in placenta. I, of course, remember him as the doorman from Seinfeld.
Yes. So, kind of to piggyback, this film came out in 1999. One of our all-time favorites, which we should get on the docket, She's All That, also came out in 1999. And
Is that one of our all-time favorites?
Yes, you know it. Don't you act like you don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't think so.
So that film seemed more in line with the media or just the narrative of teen comedies and teen movies. You have just like really out of control kids. And in that one, of course, the ugly duckling becomes the swan because she's just so hideous. And those films felt very dime a dozen, very repetitive. This, however, was interesting because I felt like the writing on here, I mean, it's not beyond anything, but it's definitely played smarter.
Yeah,
And
it's
the
sharp,
kids-
and the dialogue works, and the way they interact with each other,
Yes.
it doesn't seem forced or cringy, or you're not rolling your eyes.
Right. And none of the young people are portrayed as stereotypes or less than. They're not diminished. I feel like everyone's story is given respect. Even if it's a small piece of story, you have Bianca's friend who does kind of an about face within the story. However, you're not given anything to kind of conclude that she's like this ditz, right? She's strategic in what she does. And I felt like none of the characters here were a joke, at least to me. So to that respect, the writing in here feels very different than, I mean, it still felt very much like an 80s film. It still felt like a teen comedy. However, there were things, kind of to your point, where they throw in a little Shakespearean dialogue where it's enough that it's not jarring, but it's there and you see it and you hear it and it's there, but it doesn't overpower the rest of the story. Most of it is done in just everyday language. So I felt like there was like a little something extra magical about the storytelling here. Whereas in other films, it was more stereotypical, like she had to become the pretty girl to get the affections of the young leading man, right? Or she had to diminish herself or become someone else.
Yeah, I kind of see what you're trying to say. The Kat is a very fully fleshed out character, and like you mentioned, she doesn't need to really change that much. She made a choice to become the type of person that she was, the shrew, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. And by the end, she does lighten up. And a big part of that is because of Patrick. But it's never like, oh, I'm changing to become popular. Or I want to, basically that's what a lot of those films were. Like, right. Honestly, it was like, oh, you're the ugly girl and now suddenly you're the prom queen. Nobody was becoming prom queen in this. It was really just people growing, and there were no real high stakes other than I really like you and I think you really like me, and there's some drama and some conflict, but I think we like each other enough where it's going to work out. And spoiler alert, it does.
This movie is 26 years old.
Yeah. I hate when you bring that up.
Olive G, I'd like to come to you and get your thoughts. I want to start with the fact that let's talk about Bianca. She is the younger sister, much like you, and she's portrayed in the beginning as sort of very bratty and very self-centered and selfish. However, she has maybe the most interesting story arc and character growth, I think, of all the characters in the film. What did you think about Bianca?
I liked her.
Yeah, why'd you like her?
She was like, as you said, got like a lot of character growth, and I really started to like her at the end. Cause like, I don't know, I just grew to like respect her, especially since like stopped being like bratty and crap
Mm-hmm.
and
Well-
like annoying.
What was the moment that you think Bianca began to turn around for you?
Definitely at the party when he realized that Joey was a big fat hoe that's super self-centered.
When he was modeling his underwear versus bathing suit pose?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I freaking hate Joey. Joey deserves to get kicked.
Yeah.
No, Bianca at the end, oh my God, the way she like punched him twice and kicked him in the balls, like that was amazing. She stood up for herself, and she stood up for her sister, and she stood up for her boyfriend, I guess.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can call Cameron her boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I really respected her for that,
Yeah.
and I liked her a lot towards the end. Although I freaking hated that dress she was in. Oh my, it wasn't even a
It was
dress.
so, yeah, it wasn't a dress. It was so ugly. She had on this stupid little
Top
ugly colored
and-
shirt
And,
and a
and
super
skirt.
poofy skirt.
I
and
know she
it
could
was,
have
it
dressed
was
so
not
much
it.
better.
Cat looked really nice.
She had a nice dress and a little shawl thing.
Yeah.
A scarf. She had the accessories. She had a nice dress, an actual dress. And her sister looks like some knockoff weird Barbie.
Yeah. And also, I also felt like Kat's hair looked nicer than. And it was funny because up to that point, I mean, I felt like Bianca was very intentional about her dressing and the way she looked and the way her hair looked.
Yeah.
And yet, at the end, she does look like a train wreck at that prom.
Yeah, that looked like a Halloween costume that a child would have put together.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It was very weird. It was very, very weird. I agree with everybody.
Like, you did make a good point about Kat probably made her mind up like last second and she had to scrounge for something, but Bianca doesn't strike me as the type to be short on dresses. I mean, she was wearing a sundress at school. She had that little cute, simple red dress for Bogey's party.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she would have had a nice dress and it would have been way nicer than the ugly thing she wore to prom.
Yeah. Olive G, back to you. Again, as the younger sister, what did you think about the interactions with the father? I thought that was interesting, and there's a sequence where he has like this heart to heart with Kat, and he basically says like, I know that I can still be involved in Bianca's life, but you've completely shut me out. What did you think of that?
He finally like stopped being crazy.
But we understand that it's coming from a good place, but it's still
absolutely
yes.
insane about it. Like talking about his daughters getting impregnated and crap. Like what the hell? Just like move on. Jesus Christ.
I agree. I think his intentions were good. It's just the execution of the messaging that was a little extra on his behalf. But I think he genuinely loved his daughters, and I think he also felt like maybe he needed to make up for the fact that they didn't have a mother in the house anymore. So maybe he was doing double duty. Although when did he have the time? Because it felt like his beeper was constantly going off.
I mean, he must have made the time considering they felt that he was so controlling over their lives.
I guess that makes sense too. I want to come back to you as a young man. What did you think of Patrick Verona?
Thank you for calling me a young man. He was a good character. I enjoyed his character. He definitely, I don't know where people were getting this like, oh my God, he's so scary. He's Heath Ledger. He's like this charming looking dude with like a giant smile, the most ridiculously huge smile ever. And he played the part. I mean, he was supposed to be very intimidating. I don't know. Maybe where I grew up, he would not have been intimidating.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe he's abnormally tall or something. I don't know.
He was bigger than
everybody
Cameron
else.
and Michael.
Right.
There's a shot where they're getting like school lunch, and I thought he was a teacher between them.
But Yeah, and the thing that was like interesting about him was, yeah, he's approached to date Kat for these nefarious purposes so that other people could date Bianca, and he's supposed to be doing it for money. But I would say it didn't take much convincing or much effort for him to realize I kind of like this girl, and and that's like one of the things that I liked about the movie was it felt genuine. It didn't feel like it was just sort of, okay, we're supposed to fall in love now. It actually felt like it worked.
Yeah.
And you felt like there was a chemistry between the two leads there.
Yes, I agree.
Not like what you'd find in, say, Notting Hill, which was
here we go.
garbage, and there was no chemistry.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Whatever.
Those two had chemistry. They were both sort of like the outcasts of the school. People were intimidated and afraid of them. And in actuality, they were both very nice people, and it worked.
What did you think of like the sequence where? Oh, sorry, I meant to say G. There's a sequence later in the film where Kat goes into Bianca's room to explain to her part of why she became the way she did. Earlier in the film, even Bianca says to Cameron, like, she used to be normal and then she wasn't. And so later on, we get a little bit of color on as to why this happened. What did you think of that scene, G?
I was happy to get explanation.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I like when things are explained in movies.
Do you think, did it make sense to you why, once you hear the explanation, did you understand why Kat became the way that she did, and what did you think? Was that warranted?
I understand her reasoning now, but I would never do the same thing in her shoes. I would probably just continue living life
Oh,
if I
interesting.
wanted to.
Okay.
Honestly, yeah.
Because she
really
does
care.
exude this kind of unapproachable persona.
Yeah. She only has like one friend.
Right, that Mandela, right?
Yep.
Getting back to you, what did you think of the sequence where her dad is talking to Kat and also kind of very sweetly and from the heart and sort of explaining his position in all of this?
You mean at the end?
Kind of at the end.
The whole baseball metaphor?
Was it a baseball metaphor? Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, he said, Bianca will let me play a few innings, but you've
Right.
got me benched.
Right. And once you go...
Once you go, I won't even be invited to the game.
Games, right. I won't even be able to see the games, right. What did you think of that sequence?
It's an excellent metaphor.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. It's probably true for you too, but I would probably say more for me. When the kids are little, you're a major part of their life. You come home and they run towards you and they hug you and they're super enthusiastic to see you. As you get older, that enthusiasm wanes, and sometimes they don't want your advice. Sometimes you try and help, but it's just you feel like you're benched. So I could see it.
Oh.
Me and Olivia aren't that bad about taking your advice, though.
No, but
We certainly could be worse.
You could be worse. You're both excellent kids. I'm not trying to say you're bad kids. I'm just saying that
The relationship
as
changes.
time goes on, relationships change and you become less dependent on me. And honestly, I try and encourage that.
Yeah, you're the one who's always talking
I'm always
about being
always telling you to be independent.
But I think there's something to be said because this journey, I feel like even though you are going to be an age in a couple of weeks, and I am not going to be able to handle that. And I think this journey that we're on as a family has been really beautiful. However, it's been lightning speed because I feel like I just gave birth to you yesterday, and yet.
And I got to tell you, Google Photos doesn't help because it sends
they're
me
constantly reminding
constant
us. Oh, look at 9
montages.
years
Hey,
ago.
look at this.
Yeah.
And it's like you kids running through a sprinkler.
Yeah, and it's like, who are those people? Because they certainly don't live with me anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, back to what you were asking. Yeah. So the father's speech, it was well placed and well written. And that definitely struck a chord. I don't think I would ever be, or I don't think I am as possessive and insane as the father was in this
Obviously
movie.
not. That guy was kind of weird.
But you understood where he was coming from. I mean,
I could sort of see where he's coming, but he was definitely an exaggeration of.
Sure.
He was the dad from a teen movie.
Yeah. Fair.
He was playing that part. He has to play it to the 11th level.
But I also appreciated that, like, none of the dialogue in this film was overly saccharine. Like
No,
these
no,
are
that
all
was- yes.
speeches that felt very rooted in like everyday human experience, and nothing.
Right.
No one was. Again, it felt like this film is interesting because sometimes you'll watch a lot of teen comedies and a lot of teen movies from back in the day, and it's like, oh my god, how were we even entertained like this? I think.
Well, some of them are just it. There is no lesson or growth. It's just we got laid, and,
Yes.
and then that's it.
Oh Lord! Oh Lord!
That's the whole point of the movie. There's
Yeah.
no growth.
Yeah.
It's like 3 horny teenage boys on the
Yeah.
adventure of a lifetime. And
Yes.
Jesus, how many freaking movies were like that? And then by the end of it all, is there growth? No, they're still racist and homophobic
Yes.
and they either had sex or they touched a boob or they kissed or something.
Yeah, yeah.
There's nothing more to it. This had character growth. It had actual character arcs where people had emotional growth and changes, and it happened naturally through the course of a story. So it works. It
Yeah.
really does work on more than just, this is just another silly
teen
teenage
comedy.
sex
Yeah.
comedy.
Yeah. Olive G, I want to ask you, if you were in high school and somebody put you on blast like that and sang a song in front of everybody, would that make you like them more or less?
What was the question again?
How would you feel if somebody put on a show and serenaded you? Would that make you like them more or less?
In front of
Hell yeah!
in front of your whole soccer team and everybody
Hell
else.
yeah. Yes, you would like them more or no?
Like, hell yeah, I would like them more. And
Really?
also, I would never play soccer. At best, I would play, like, tennis or something. Or
Got it.
badminton.
All right. So if they did it in front of your tennis team, like, you would be okay?
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Would you be
Because
more
it's
impressed?
them embarrassing themselves, not me.
Would you be extra impressed that they were being chased by security guards while it was happening?
And giving them a spanking?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. Why did he do that?
Because he was being silly.
Because he
and
was faster. I mean, did you see how fat and slow those security guards were?
Yes.
I guess. Why
was-
would the
he
school
was-
He
hire
was
them?
hamming it up.
He was dunking on those guys.
Yeah.
They need to hire better personnel or whatever. I don't know. Hire better.
Gigi, same
security
question for you.
officers.
Would
Stupid.
huge public displays of affection bother you, or would they get that person brownie points?
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of weird because what if I'm not that into them? It feels like they're kind of cornering me. I'd feel embarrassed. And then I'd feel like I'd have to like reciprocate.
But what if it's like the movie and you are clearly into them?
Or do you not want your business out there on these streets?
Yeah, I don't really like that. Not anything big anyway. Especially in front of like my whole team. Nah. If it was in front of like close friends or something, like something smaller, I'd be like, oh, that's nice. But no, I wouldn't want.
What if they paid the band to play you a song?
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Again,
they could do that in front of like my close friends. It doesn't have to be in front of my sports team.
But what if it's in front of everybody? What if it was like during like one of the football games?
And the band played. Oh yeah, he did have the band playing for her.
He did.
Yeah, the marching band.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be kind of weird because wouldn't I be playing for myself?
Yeah, but everybody could kind of like ice you out and play. What was that song? You're too good
Can't
to be
take
taking my eyes off of you. Yeah.
Well, everyone already has that song down. If I was just there and all of a sudden everyone started playing, I'd kind of get pissed off.
But you wouldn't see that as a big romantic gesture?
No, I'm in the middle of doing like a show or something, or in the middle of practice, just standing there. I'd look like an idiot. That'd piss me off.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'd have to be like far removed from it. They'd have to wait until I went to like use the bathroom or something.
But then you wouldn't hear it if you went to the bathroom.
I mean, like go to the bathroom and then
Yeah.
come back, and I'm
Oh, I see what
separated
you're
from the band.
I see what you're saying.
I
I'm
thought you
sorry.
meant like surround the porta potty.
That would be even worse.
That would be even worse. Yeah, I
Just
imagine.
don't
The
do
perfect
something.
moment.
Just
How
don't do
romantic.
something like that. Just do it in private. Nobody really needs to see stuff like that.
What about you as a high schooler? Would you have liked public displays of affection?
Like somebody showing that they liked me in some grand manner, like what happened in the movie.
Yeah. Or somebody read a poem about you.
I wouldn't mind. Why? Seriously, is somebody expressing their feelings toward me, and somebody that I secretly or not so secretly like?
You'd be all for it?
I'd be completely fine. Any good press is welcome.
Okay. What about so the Patrick character has to pretend like he likes this band at this bar little mini show to kind of get Kat on the hook. Would you do something like that?
Like pretend to like a band or go to a show for somebody?
Yeah. I think you have.
I've done that several times.
You like that Pete Yorn show. Don't you start with me.
Yeah, the Pete Yorn show is okay. I could have done without most of the other things that I went to with you.
Like what?
Anytime we saw Los Amigos Invisibles.
Oh my God, they're so good.
Awful torture.
You don't know what's good.
That terrible band you made the music video for.
Oh my God,
saw a couple of their shows. I did that for you. I wasn't there because I was interested in any of that.
Terrible. You should be. Those are all good bands. Let's see. Do I have any other? Does anybody have any other comments or things they'd like to add before we wrap it up?
I don't think so. I just liked the film. I thought it was cute.
Yeah. If you were going to give it a number from 1 to 10, G, what would you give it?
Probably a 9.
Ooh, nice.
I just like films like this a lot. Like, it's just sort of like silly fun. And it got weird a bit, like with when she breaks Heath Ledger out of detention.
Yes.
It would have been better if they cut that out.
Yeah.
And her weird dad with all of his weird, you have to wear the belly.
Oh my god.
You're going to get pregnant. I know what happens at proms. Like, okay, dude, calm down.
Well, it was for comedy's sake.
Yeah.
It was. And I did laugh, so I do enjoy films like this.
You're lucky you don't have overprotective parents.
Yeah.
You'd recommend this to your friends?
I wouldn't be able to because everyone has seen this movie.
Oh, really?
This is like regarded as like rom-com classic.
Oh,
yeah,
I did not know that.
I could see it.
Yeah,
I could see it.
Super popular.
Yeah. I actually think I saw this in the theater, but I don't think I paid much attention to it.
Well,
yeah.
This is the first time I've sat through the whole thing.
I'm embarrassed to say, I think we also paid to see She's All That in the theater. Freddie Prinze Jr. had like a period in the 90s where he was super popular and super cute. So,
all right.
1 to 10, what would you give this film?
I'd give it an 8.
An 8. Olive G, 1 to 10, what would you give this film?
Probably 8.5.
8.5. I'm gonna go with Olive G. I'm also gonna give it an 8.5. I think from where it starts to where it ends, it's delightful. It's impressive because this could have been a complete disaster. It could have been very cookie cutter and very stereotypical of teen comedies of the 90s. However, there is a spark and a really, really strong script that accompanies the story. This is a story that that you've heard before. However, the presentation and the execution really make the film. I loved this trip down memory lane. I loved being reminded of the fashions and the music and just a simpler time. And yeah, I think if you haven't seen it, absolutely Disney Plus, Hulu, go check out 1999's 10 Things I Hate About You. And again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you all soon for another review. And with that, we'll wrap it up and bid you all a
good night.
Good night.
Good night.